Hey gang, what's going on? So this week we have some very interesting matchups. A lot of ranked teams playing each other. So for the week 4 matchups, that's what's going to be happening. So let's get into it. But before we even get into it, I should say, you guys know what to do if you like any kind of college football content, top 25 or other conferences, that is. If you got questions about those, please ask, and I'll definitely get those answers to you as soon as I can. But hit that like, subscribe, bell icon buttons. It's greatly appreciated, extremely helpful for the channel. It gives me great feedback on what you guys think, as well as I don't want you to miss out on a single thing that comes out during the season and during the playoffs and even the off season for college football, because you'll get it right here. So let's get into these week 4 matchups. So starting off with the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs. They are hosting the UAB Blazers in Georgia. I don't see Georgia having another game like they did last week. I see them blowing out UAB, and I do not see them having another struggle week like they had against South Carolina. So I got Georgia winning this game in a blowout in Georgia. Coming in at the next game, we've got the Rutgers Scarlet Knights facing off against the Michigan Wolverines, the number 2 ranked Michigan Wolverines, in which they are in Ann Arbor in a very tough and hostile crowd, just like Georgia, which I've said all year. I've got Michigan running right through Rutgers and blowing them out at home, and I will have Rutgers losing this game big time. Then we've got Texas, the number 3 ranked Texas Longhorns, facing off against the Baylor Bears in Baylor. And I've got Texas winning this game outright. I think Baylor is just too overmatched by Texas. I think Texas has played way too consistent football this year, and I think they're really going to step it up even more, and I think they're going to blow out Baylor. So I got Baylor losing to the Longhorns in Baylor's home stadium. Coming in at number 4 for the number 4 ranked number 4 ranked team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles. They're going up against unranked Clemson. Now, Clemson has got Florida State's number for the last few years. That changes this year. I don't see Florida State struggling like they did against Boston College. I see Florida State running right through Clemson. I don't think Clemson is as good as they've been. Like I said at the beginning of the year, they've been on a decline, and they've been on a bad decline. I got Florida State winning this game at Clemson outright. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I don't think it's going to be close either. So I got Florida State beating Clemson in Clemson. Then we've got the number 5 ranked USC Trojans going up against the Arizona State Sun Devils in Arizona State. I've got USC winning this game. I don't think Arizona State can hang with USC. I think USC is just too good for Arizona State. So I think the USC Trojans beat up on the Sun Devils of Arizona State. And in the next game, I think this is going to be a good game, and I could see an upset here. I've got Notre Dame going up, number 6 Ohio State going up against number 9 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And I could see Notre Dame upsetting Ohio State in Notre Dame, but I think Ohio State will just pull it out, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think they're going to win it a very close game, and I think Notre Dame is going to give Ohio State a run for their money, and I think it's going to be extremely close, and Ohio State will win it, but I think it's going to be on the last drive of the game. Then we've got the number 24 Iowa State Hawkeyes going up against the number 7 Penn State Nittany Lions at Penn State. I've got Penn State with the whiteout winning that game. I don't see Iowa State doing much. Or Iowa, excuse me, not Iowa State, that's the Cyclones. I got Iowa Iowa losing to Penn State at Penn State. I think Penn State is just too good, too consistent, so I got Penn State winning that game. And then we've got California versus the number 8 Washington Huskies. I've got the Huskies beating the Bears at Washington. I think, again, Washington's played way too consistently, way too good for California, and California is not a football team. It's not a football school, I should say. So I got Washington beating California. This is going to be another good game. This I can see as an upset, and I think it will be an upset. We got the number 19 Colorado Buffaloes, who are 3-0, going up against the undefeated number 10 Oregon Ducks in Oregon, with primetime Deion Sanders as the coach. And what he's done with this Colorado Buffaloes team, I've got Colorado upsetting Oregon in Oregon, which is a very tough place to play. That atmosphere is always crazy. I've got Colorado beating Oregon in that game in an upset. So Colorado will go home with a win and will be moving back up in the rankings for next week. And then we've got the number 22 UCLA Bruins versus the number 11 Utah Utes. I've got the Utes beating the Bruins, and UCLA will either drop a couple spots or they'll be out of the top 25, but I don't see UCLA beating Utah. Then we've got Arkansas versus LSU at LSU. LSU is going to win this game outright. They're going to blow them out. LSU wins this. Then we've got number 15 Ole Miss versus number 13 Alabama. I have Alabama losing this game, and I've got Ole Miss coming out with the upset and Alabama dropping further into the rankings. And I say this because Alabama is also on the decline. Then we've got the Oregon State Beavers versus the Washington State Cougars. I have Oregon State winning this. I don't think this game is going to be a blowout, but I think it'll be a close enough game that it can be considered a really good game. I got Oregon State and Washington State being very evenly matched. So I have Oregon State ending up winning this game at the end of the day. Then we've got Oklahoma versus Cincinnati at Cincinnati, and I have Oklahoma blowing out Cincinnati. It's that simple. Cincinnati does not have the football team to compete with Oklahoma. Then we've got North Carolina going up against the Pittsburgh Panthers, and I've got North Carolina winning that game as well. Then we've got the Duke Blue Devils going up against the UConn Huskies, and I have the Huskies losing this game. And the North Carolina game is in Pittsburgh, while the Duke game is at UConn. So I've got Duke beating UConn and North Carolina beating Pittsburgh. Then we've got number 20 Miami going up against Tempe, and I got the Hurricanes beating the Owls, and Miami gets the win at Temple. Then we've got the University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners going up against number 23 Tennessee. I don't see Tennessee losing this game. I think they're going to come back playing much smarter football with less mistakes. And I've got Tennessee beating UTSA at Tennessee. Then we've got the Charlotte 49ers versus the 25 ranked team Florida Gators in Florida, where the Gators will beat the 49ers and pick up the W. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of these predictions, what predictions you may have, and about these matchups. Until next time, guys, Have a great rest of your night. Talk to you later.